24 years after the annual June 12 election, rights activists, politicians, and a handful of Nigerians converged on the Ikeja, Lagos home of the presumed winner, Chief Moshood Kashimawo Abiola, to commemorate the victory of democracy that was denied Nigerians by a former military president, Ibrahim Babangida, and his successor, the late General Sani Abacha. Following flowery and fiery speeches to mark the 24th anniversary on a day declared public holiday in the southwest states of Nigeria. The family, according to Abdul-Mumuni, one of the sons of late MQ Abiola, has come to accept the unfortunate passing of their patron. Abdul-Mumuni disclosed that 24th anniversary of the annual June 12 will be the last that will be marked inside the sprawling Ikeja Lagos mansion of the late multi-billionaire. The family, he said, wants the funds earmarked to mark June 12 to be channeled towards providing basic amenities for the people, the private benefiting from the ideas of June 12.
Yeah, 24 years now. The family has been playing host to people, remembering June 12 and your dad. Do you think we've done enough? Do you think Nigeria has done enough in remembrance of your dad, or just play to the gallery?
Well, for me, I'll say that yeah, it's been 24 years, and it's been obviously a challenging time for obviously the country as well. We'll be going through different issues like Boko Haram. Then we have this the Igbo agitations now, and then the Arewa youth discussion. But for me, I'll say that we need to just. We need to just take a step back and breathe. I think what we find out doing in Nigeria is that we do like we put the cart before the horse. Sometimes it's always good to have with like now in hindsight. I'm sure those who made the decisions they made back then will probably start to say, okay, maybe if they had done it in this way, it will look better. So you see, that's the thing about having hindsight, and people don't like to regret. So we have a situation in Nigeria where people will do the wrong thing and are still not going to own up to it until they die. They will take the sin to their grave. But what I've also noticed about Nigerians is that we're very resilient. So nobody's asking for anybody to be prosecuted. Nobody wants anybody to go to jail. But what we're saying is that look, you made a mistake. Own up to your mistake so that we can move forward. But when you're using another mistake to cover a mistake, and then it just becomes a whole mess. And that's what we have in Nigeria. If we were able to take a look at the manifesto in 1993, my father had addressed some issues that he thought if we're not addressed at that time would lead to certain things, and he mentioned them. And Boko Haram, one of the things he discussed. This was a situation where we had a Muslim ticket, and he won landslide, even in the opponent's local government. So where we have a situation where people are saying that the Igbos want to leave, is because they have been shouting and nobody is listening. If I could raise my voice and nobody listens to me, after a while I'll start taking control. I'll start taking this my own decisions for myself. So I think what we need to do is start to listen to our brothers and sisters, all wherever they might be. Whatever they think it might be a solution. That's the beauty about moving on, because I can't continue doing the same thing and looking for different results. So if this thing we've been doing this for such a long time, it hasn't worked. Let's try to do something else. And it doesn't stop us from doing another thing after that one doesn't work either, and doing another thing after that other one doesn't work. But not the one that will just stay in one place and then say, Ọlọ́run máa ṣe ìyanu fún gbogbo wa. Oh no, like God has already done what He's going to do for Nigeria. It's about time we as Nigerians start to do what God will want us to do instead of waiting for God to come and help us do it. Yeah, so.
Okay. Now, it's June 12th again. You are here, but most members of the family are not here. Is there anything wrong?
Yeah, well, actually, this is for the family. This will be the last year we're going to be doing the June 12th celebration in the residence. I'm actively renovating some of my dad's properties outside, like the Concord property and some of the farmland we have all over the country. So, what I would even like would be if we're honoring June 12th, we don't necessarily have to do it here. Most of the family members are not really pleased at the way things are going, and they just feel like when we come, we talk. It's like we're just paying lip service to a big problem. And the best thing for us to do is to just avoid the whole situation than to, it's like, you're just making noise and nobody is listening. So sometimes it can be frustrating. But for me, every time I come out, I only come out just to honor the sacrifices my mother and my father made. And even some of my brothers and sisters are also doing the same, but in their own way. Like my brother, Jami Abiola, wrote a book on behalf of my father. So not necessarily doing this parade or people coming, pictures. But, if anybody in their own individual way on June 12th, they want to remember Abiola. Why don't like the money I spent on this event? I can actually have gone to like my father's school in Ogun State and done the scholarship for the best male and the best female.
Okay, you actually bankrolled this.
Well, no, it was a joint effort, obviously, because like collaborators. But like as a member of the family, I had to do my own parts as well, which we did. And but like I'm saying, like these things, these monies that have been spent in these areas can be also geared towards different things. And those other things might even go a longer way than what we're doing here. Like let's say my father was also would like to do scholarships. That would be also a beautiful program. Like MK Abiola'S scholarships to the best boy, Kudrat Abiola'S scholarships to the best girl. And then that would be like and then follow them up. Make sure that after university they go to this and we're grooming kids, and I think that's why they communicate today because. It's 24 years, and it's like you're beating a dead horse. And I'm sure my father wants to rest. He's probably probably exhausted with all the noise every year. June 12, June 12, Anigba. Okay, yeah, Anigba. Okay, so the best thing for us to do is we should just try to take this issue to the people that we want to actually help. Not it's not about the press. It's more about the Nigerian people who actually voted for my father. So inshallah next year it will be to do a scholarship. Or to even do the event at the Concord premises, just to see the renovation work that I've done in that place, and to see, it's been revamped, inshallah. And also another message I'm trying to send to the Nigerian people that
The Concord Press is coming back.
well, not the newspaper itself, obviously, because obviously my brother had done some scrupulous dealings with that. But what we were able to do is we purposed the building. It's a bunch of warehouses. So I just looked at it and it's by the airport. I said logistics. It wasn't rocket science, but we purposed it. But like I've been getting some agitations from some of the ex Concord staff saying that they want us to bring it back and that they'll be so happy and that they love Daddy so much. So we understand the agitations, but like what we are also trying to say is that you know now is not the time to bring up past glories. No, now is the time to forge forward. My father was able to get to a certain point. We're going to forge forward to a certain point. And inshallah, my son, I don't know if you're able to see my kids. Yeah, they would take over from where I stop. Yeah.
Okay, have you ever had cause to tell them about your parents? I mean, your children.
Well, now they're still babies. I don't even understand. I know my daughter, she kept was going, Kudi, on June 4th. She was like, Kudi. But they will never really understand the magnitude of it. But like, yeah, it will be an exciting thing to try to explain it to them because I'm sure they wouldn't even understand what I'm saying. But it will be exciting to explain how much their grandfather and grandmother meant to the country and what they tried to do. So that they too, because after a while, me too, I'll be old, so that my son will so old, maybe take up the mantle, inshallah.
So, what do you do today? I mean, your father's grave is just next step to your apartment. What do you do today, especially?
Well, okay. What did I do today? Oh, I've been all over. I've been to different news stations to obviously represent the family, based on the fact that all my other siblings have refused to do anything. So I've been to the Lagos State events. I'm actually supposed to be attending the Excellence Hotel events, but I wanted to make sure I stopped here. And I've also been to LTV and AITV and Alaguado. So that's what I've been doing today. Just trying to get the message across that Nigeria is, Daddy died for Nigerian unity, and this will be him hearing this Igbo agitations will be saddening to him. And my own is to just continue to just forge for Nigerian unity. We're stronger together. Nobody should tell anybody any different. We're stronger together, and we are not really that divided. I'll tell you that right now. We're not really that divided. We're just not focusing on the things that unite us. And if we can do that, the sky's the limit.
When you move to the extent of going next to his, close to his graveside and say anything to him or your mom?
Well, I talk to my dad like every day. I talk to him like every day. Like he's my inspiration, he's my hero. Like it was until he died, he was like basically like my best friend. It was actually odd because I remember him to be the happiest man ever, who ever lived. I never saw him angry. So for me, I've always tried to emulate myself after him and try my best to just be just like him. So that's so, and like I said, like for me, my dad is someone that is just like is right beside me at all times. So I don't need to go to his grave to know that, or to get some inspiration from him. But what I would say is that every Friday, me and my brothers, after our Friday prayers, we normally come and do a prayer for our father and my mother every Friday.
Okay, one of your uncle, Tunde Abiola, died recently, and the circumstance of his death, sparks a lot of controversy. What have you got to say about that?
Well, yeah, the circumstances of his death was very shocking to us. He was about 56 years old. He had some heart issues. and it was very disturbing to me. Very disturbing. What I well, what I would say was that there were some circumstances that happened.
One of your dad's wives, had problem with it.
Apparently, the house was given to her, but I think my dad, I split the house into two. I don't know exactly what went down. I wouldn't know, but what I heard was that my older brother, Kola, had given the lady a letter. Once this was made clear, I for one I do not believe in Kola giving anybody any letters. I don't believe he has any right to give anybody anything. I do not. I believe.
Sir,
Yes, he's the first son, but he has also mismanaged his authority and as far as I'm concerned, I don't even consider him a brother. I think he has been an agent of destruction to the Abiola name and to my father's history and legacy. And frankly, I just think either he should do a rethink. 24. This is about 18 years now. This man has gone, and I have not seen. You have other big men who had first sons. None of them are as useless as this one. And I wonder what exactly is the problem. I've tried my best to come to talk to him multiples of times. I have siblings out there that are like looking for school fees money or feeding money. This is ridiculous for such a man to have so much assets, and then yet we're talking about my sister saying that she wants to buy a phone. One of my stepsisters says she wants to buy a phone, and I'm gonna have to reach out for my pocket. This is not things that should happen. That's one of the reasons why I took the initiative to go into these properties. Like Concord was the first. Like, you have a big cake, you take it slice by slice. But I can assure you that I'm going to take it up on top of myself to make sure that we address it. Even if I'm not even looking for the government to recognize Abiola or anything. I believe that Abiola has recognized himself. He did enough to take care of his family and even people on the streets. So all we just have to do is just go back to the blueprint. 1+1 = all that money he had. Now there's no more money, right? Let's go back to the 1+1. What was the 1+1? And inshallah, that money will come back. And and like I said, money is a relative thing. This is a man-made object. They put a paper and put 100 on it and say this is money, and everybody's running up and down trying to steal it. I think if we are just prudent and we plan, then as long as I'm making money for the rest of my life, then I shouldn't be worried about how much money I'm making. But as long as you know that it's coming in. Because even when you are saying that you don't want to spend more low, money is going. Like my wife is spending money, my kids are doing something. So I know money is going, but I'm here doing my hand like this. But I don't know how much has gone yet. So like I said, people just they're putting the wrong thing in front. What you need to do is have the necessary businesses that will generate the funds you need to move from A to B. And that's all we're doing. So Concord, inshallah, was the first one. We're able to do some renovations. I've been there for about 6 months now. And inshallah, in the next 3 months, that place will be completed.
the library is running down. I saw the library.
Yeah, there's so many other properties like that. Bulk is there, Berek, we have, and then there's some of the properties that have also, there's some illegal activities happening on them, like some of them were illegally used to collect monies, and these are things that we need to address. You see, how how do people make decisions that they don't, you take out a loan. When you were taking out the loan, you didn't know you were going to pay for this loan. And then the people who even gave them the loan, did they look at the documentation on the paperwork of that document? Because these are bad. This is like a bad market. You don't do things without doing your due diligence. And I think it's very important that we, as Nigerians, start to do things the right way. So that way we don't have to repeat the process over and over again. It's like going back in time. It doesn't make any sense. Like I'm already like 32 now. And I already see things that my father had done, and I said, wow, if we had just followed, we had continued from where he stopped. But no, we waited 18 years. Now, 18 years has gone by. This is like somebody that was 0, 18 is now 18. He's thinking about, sleep, he's thinking about girls going out, These are people that are adults now. Mismanagement like that it's borderline on criminal. And for me, it sends a bad signal to who Abiola was and what he stood for. This man was greater, and he had a plan for Nigeria. And the only way you'll have known he had a plan for Nigeria is knowing the plan he had for his own family. And if you see the farm in Lafiagi with a silo, almost $1 billion today's money, a silo embedded on the farm, 10,000 hectares of land adjacent to that silo. So he had already planned that once he had growing his crops, he will just store it. When the price is right, he will sell. Then if you go to Taraba, which I've been, Dakar, we have another 10,000 hectares with a silo there too. Go to Lao, there's another 10,000 hectares of land with a silo. These are all Abiola farms. My father, you see, this is, people, I don't understand how people, now Nigerians don't invest in their own country. They go to Dubai to build houses and stuff. I wonder what exactly is in that Dubai that we can't do here. So that's what I'm trying to say. So inshallah, in due time, we're looking for partners to help us with the agricultural aspect of my father's businesses, and let's see how it goes. But like I said, 10% of something is better than 100% of nothing. And let's leave all that. This one is Abiola, this one is not Abiola. You see, it's just a way of dividing, just the same way as this is Igbo, Yoruba. Forget that. What are the things that we have in common? We all have children. We all want a greater, better future for our families, and let's now try to actualize that. And that will just be the beginning. You're Nigerian first, no matter how you want to put it. Nigerian first, no matter how we were born. It's like a boy saying that my mother did not give me breast milk when I was a baby. That's why I'm a thief. No, no, no. You can't use those, as an excuse to justify another thing. No. The best thing you can do is you use the circumstances of your past or your history, and then you forge a brighter future. And that's what we want for Nigeria, a brighter future for our family and our children.
Lastly, I want to ask you this question.
Major Amzal Mustafa.
Said he actually knew how your dad died. Are you not interested to know?
Well, like I said, dead men, the guy is, how he died, how he lived, what is going. You see, they're pressing issues that we're facing in Nigeria. You see, people just like to always go back. People start talking about Abiola. This is 1993 we're talking about. So I was here in 2017. Hey, Joe, look, my guy, how Abiola lived and how he died, that was his own path. And he has done his own path. Let's leave that one. When it's time to go, like now, he's already with Allah. He's not, I'm sure my father is not worried about how he lived or he died. And people die every day. So people would get bit by a mosquito now and they will die. So it doesn't matter. But my own core goal for this is that let's go away from how he died, how he lived, because that's just creating more division. Let's start looking about what he was trying to get across. Poverty alleviation, education for people, religious equality. These things matter. And let's forget about if he was poisoned. He is gone. And that's what we should know. And I myself, I've accepted the fact that my father is not alive anymore. But I just think that, when we try to go back, no, we shouldn't look at that. What we should look about, what was he trying to get through? What are the problems? What was he trying to solve? Those problems, are they still existing? If they are, how can we that's how you honor this man. You don't just build a statue and say you have honored Abiola. What does that do? Because you have now budgeted extra money that we don't even need to budget. They're not the one that we haven't even passed the budget, so we want to budget another money. We won't pass the budget for the year. Let's put the horse before the cart. It's very important. So I don't want any honor or anything. If they want to do something for daddy, they should start trying to take some of this pressure away from the people. And it can easily be done. Restructure, do something that that would impact the masses. At least even if it's just even an extra 200,000 people, it's better than what is going on right now.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.